Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next chapter in the Novice intro to Once Human. In this one, we are going to be talking about gear. And if we press I and go to our inventory, we've talked about our backpack in the last one and what each tab is for. And now we are going to talk about our gear. And here we have your primary weapon, where your secondary weapon goes, and your melee weapon. And the first thing we're going to do is the crossbow that we created when we first started. We can go ahead and equip it now as our secondary weapon. So now we can switch between all three of our weapons by using the mouse wheel or the 1, 2, and 3 keys. And R will reload each weapon. And if you hold R, you can switch between ammo types. Say if you have copper ammo or steel ammo, you can then hold R and switch between them. But since we only have copper, it doesn't give us that option. Now back into the gear. Down here, we have our 6 armor slots. And so far in the game, we have managed to loot these, but we don't quite have a helmet yet, and we do want some different legs, maybe that'll protect us a little bit better. So let's go over here and look into our workbench. Let's press F to go into the main, and then we can click armor. And here we have a rustic hat. And for having this one piece on, we gain 8% more movement speed, which is really nice at the beginning of the game. And we have some deer hides and some cloth. And you get this stuff by killing deers or looting chests. And get this by looting objects around any of the little settlements that are around the game and disassembling those pieces into the disassembly bench. Just like that. And then you can come over here. Let's go into armor and let's go ahead and make this hat. We'll hold F. That crafts it. And then we press F to equip now. And we got a hat. Just like that. And let's go ahead and go back in here. And let's look at some legs. We can get the rustic legs that will give us more cold resistance. Or the raid pants that will give us gathering speed. Now you may not have the raid pants right off the bat. I'm not sure. This account is close to brand new, but not exactly brand new. If you do have the raid pants, go ahead and get the gathering speed. But for this video, we'll just do the rustic. Hold F to craft, and then F again to equip them. And now we've got a full set of gear going on. We are ready to go and tackle some monsters. Okay, and any piece that you want, you can come in here and craft. And we'll talk about more advanced things for the weapons and gear in another video. This is just basically how to get started on some of the ones. You should have most of these green items unlocked as you unlock your mimetics and craft these stations. You can craft some of these things and have you a decent starting gear set. Alright, that should be it for gear this time. In one of the future videos, we'll talk about advanced gearing and mods and such. Well, let's go ahead and talk about one more thing here with that affects weapons and armor. You see how this has 3 little stars here, but only one of them are filled in. Now, how do you... And each new star makes the basic gun more powerful. So let's say I have tier 1 with 3 stars. This damage will be higher. The damage also goes higher depending on the quality that you make it out of. Like right now, it wants copper and rusted parts. Tier 2 wants beryllium crystal, bronze, and standard parts. So it's a higher tier, and for this tier you need to be level 10. For tier 3 you need to be level 20. Tier 4 level 30, and tier 5 level 40. And this requires, the highest material quality in the game, but it also requires better workbenches. That's why these are in red, is because this workbench can only make up to tier 2. But now back to these stars. To get these stars higher, you travel around and open those mystical crates throughout different settlements. Like each one of these, it says, find the mystical crate, activate an anchor, and find weapon and armor crates. Those mystical crates have blueprints for weapons and armor, and they are scattered all over the map. I've only opened just a little bit of the map so far, but they are all over, and where you see each one of these areas has a thing like this, where you go and clear all those and you get bonus materials, but they have a mystical crate. And say in this very first novice scenario, you find an upgrade for this gun, and you can upgrade it to a 2-star. Meaning every single tier that you go will now be a 2-star. They'll be even more powerful than what they show here. But then you don't get any more of this scenario, because those crates can only be opened once per scenario. Now, when this scenario ends, you can join another one, and those crates will be back. So then you can go loot that crate again and upgrade it another star. And that's how you progress stars in this game on the weapons. It has nothing to do with the crafting. It has to do with blueprint gathering, which we will go into detail in another video. All right, I think that's going to be it for this one. That's pretty much all you need to know for basic armor and weapons. And I'll see y'all in the next one. And if you see me on the server, say hi.